Here we go. This is off the cuff. This is what we like to talk about. We were talking about the multi-rigs earlier.
2-inch.
Sticky's bit of the pioneer, or he copied it off Grant. It's actually known as Grant's rig.
It's not Grant's rig, it's our rig.
Not the multi-rig, but this is Sticky's version. This one's been on the rod, so he's kind of let us have this one.
Multi-rig.
Your fingers in the way.
With a big loop at the bottom, always to push it away from the lead when you cast out, just to save.
So it's like if you was to tie that without any kinks in it, it would look pretty much perfect. It would look the same either end.
Like that, but see the figure is normally that's slightly more curved round.
What hook is that you're using in there?
I always go...
Is that a choddy?
Oh no, this is a stiff rigger.
It's a stiff rigger.
But it's a 6. Obviously a lot of people use the 5s on
chods. I've got to admit,
on the 5. Because you can get away with a 6 when you're using like this 2-tone, because what it would do, because the eye's slightly smaller, it will stop that double, because obviously it's a loop that goes through, because the eye is slightly...
See, I like it
smaller,
like that. I like it like
it's
that.
It's slightly stiffer when you cast it.
I just found it don't long range cast.
I've tried it with both. I've tried it with both. And if you want to stop that loop from pulling up and pulling down, you can always just put a little bit of
PVA nugget in there.
No, put a little bit of bristle filament through.
Yeah.
And just burn it off, tag it off.
Go back to my old
if you want it stiff, but I don't want it stiff because
it and powder it.
You're not putting no bags on there. You're not putting no freebies with it. You're just putting it out as it is. So basically, there's no weight for that to pull it through. So obviously that'd be slightly more curved off the bottom, but you can see the principle. The principle's there. Sits a bit like the chod, but it's just
an aggressive hook hole, isn't it? Especially with them stiff riggers, I've got to admit.
Well,
for me,
what you find with a size 6 stiff rigger, it's
slightly big ring. If you hold it there, can we get in? This is crap foam, but we see a big ring. It's a good bit of separation, but not too much that it can tangle.
I mean, you can set that to how you want it. I mean, you can have it so the loop's slightly smaller if you want, so it sits more off the shank, so you get even more of a curve. But to be honest with you, I've used it all different ways.
I've just been using a lot of little overalls, I have, mate, just a little tiny overall.
Let's have a look at Pete. See, we see that's very similar, same hook link material.
When it sits on the bottom, that will always push away from the lead, and I always use it
critically balanced. That's the key to getting it to push away with the stiff
material. It's pretty straight there, but normally it's a little bit...
You prefer to make a round ball instead of making it like a sausage?
No, I always have like that.
This is quality, mate. I just prefer to roll mine out, but
that's
good though. Yeah, it's good, mate.
Just like that one blob there. Show us the money. We're already saying. Can you explain to me why you've gone with? This is what we call a one fish multi. You can't really reuse it, in my opinion.
See, you can't, mate, because I tell you what,
mate,
what happens, when you get fishing out, mate, the back of that O where that ring is, mate, there.
It's still tied the same, but Pete slided a little.
That's just slide off.
It's different. I'll tell you what, it's not really a multi because
it's
not multi. You can't really change it, can you?
Yeah, okay.
See, what I'm saying is with mine,
spin off. I like mine fat because I think it's got better diameter.
This is what I think, because it's doubled up, right? That's stiff, That's like bristle filament, isn't it? Because it's doubled up. Once that goes in the fish's mouth, it's got
you help pull it in.
Yeah, not just that. You've got the
knot.
You've got the
hinge.
You've got the soft braid, haven't you? If you expose the soft braid, so the hinge, the hinge. So once that goes in, even if it goes in that far, if it does go in that far, it's got that thickness to spit out.
Definitely, mate.
Do you know what I mean? That's why they can't. But you're not. It's not even going that far in.
Look, Pete's gone with the oval, and he ties his pop ups like I now tie mine.
I always tie mine on the top, mate, and I'll just give him a little phoneme on the top, mate.
So the only thing about your one,
just like that, mate. The finish, funky, mate. All it is down to, mate. Yeah, it's a simple fact. Is, mate, I was fishing the water, mate, where you're hitting 120 yards, and when you're hitting that sort of distance, mate, to catch a fish, the resistance of that just pulls it straight down. But if I'm fishing anything under 60 yards, I will always fish. I will always fish how Rick's fishing it there, mate. I won't have that tubing. I won't have that tubing on there.
No, but that's for distance.
On there, but they were purely distance rigs I made up, and I put that tubing on there.
It's the angle factor.
Yeah, you got to think. You know you present when you're out there. Horses for courses, isn't it?
Even
situations like that.
Even though I've done it for distance, I must admit I am liking the little kicker.
Yeah.
I'm liking the little kicker, the way that kick off that hook.
It's going to catch fish, you know it is.
Even if that rig's straight.
Yeah, that help load, doesn't it?
But the thing about the traditional way of doing it, without basically putting any shrink tubing around it, is when you do get a fish on there, basically it's going to pull it down. It's just going to pull the loop straight down, yeah?
Yeah.
So that loop, and you're in direct contact. So all you've got there is the hook in the fish's mouth, normally bang in the bottom lip because that's where you hook them.
That's where they go.
And you're straight in, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then
you reset it again, Rick, mate, every time.
And the good thing about it is you can reset it.
It's a reset.
But so you can just change it. Petey's was a one fish wonder.
One fish wonder.
He's a one fish wonder with one fish rig wonder and a one peg wonder.
If I get one big 20 out of this,
That's
I'd
it,
quite
gone.
happily put another rig out, mate. That is
Oh,
one
well,
fish wonder rig.
no matter what size of fish it is, that rig would be
As soon as that
redundant
gets
after a
pulled
fish.
on there, that's just split that tube off there.
Well, it is redundant after a fish.
That will be redundant out of fish.
It might not be.
See now, whereas
Depends on
Petey and Sticky done that. This is my one. I'm not really renowned for my pop-up fishing, but I like to have a play. And this actual rig was in the bucket all last week, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Wrong with that, funky, mate.
And it's the same pop-up. I like mine like short, so I'm not convinced on big pop-up baits with silkweed. For me, that's just about enough to sit on the top of the silkweed when it's going out there.
A bit more supple as well. Look, no matter what you do with that will go to the contour, anything.
Yeah.
And if you get it, you know what I mean.
But again, we're simple overhand loop back there, double overhand loop one end, same the other, so it's symmetrical. This is the massive edge for me.
I'm slacking on there. I will be.
You boys are king of pop-ups, but this is how riggy I am. I like to mess about, and even as a bottom bait, there's a little tiny little thinking anglers. I'll big up the thinking anglers because I love that stuff. And there's a little rig swivel in there. My issue with pop-ups is casting them out. If you got bait floss round them and cast them out, I've seen them pop off. I've seen the seagulls have them. Without, I know that's going to be out there and presented.
See, that's the thing, is confidence in what
confidence
you
in
use.
it.
I always time a bait on.
Always Sticky nails them on that.
Always time a bait on. So
whereas my argument is, I can cast and cast and cast that, and that will still be there. Hopefully. But the thing I like, oh Christ, like Petey spillage. Anybody think he's pissed? But if you do the old flip and turn, that's what I like with this aspect, thinking outside the box. If someone just pulls that down gently over my palm, look how that flip and turn, straight away.
If you just put that...
So in my hand, that's acting as a bottom bait.
Put that rig on your palm, put your rig on your palm, mate, and I'll put my rig on your palm.
I guarantee mine will not stand over.
No, but just put them on the palm. I just want to show the viewers, mate, what we're trying to say here about so-called anglers. Everyone's different. Everyone's got their rig.
We're not saying one's right and one's wrong.
Yeah, but this is so-called a multi-rig.
This is how we all think about things.
This is a so-called multi-rig, okay?
So you got that one. My one.
Okay.
See that?
And Petey's.
And look at the difference between
they're all
good
different.
anglers who catch a lot of fish down here.
We do well off
their
them.
versions of the multi-rig.
This is basically a multi, bar Petey's, which is we've gone through. It's a one fish wonder. But you can refresh your hook after every fish on mine and Stickies.
Well, say you cast out, it's a pop up, innit? You shouldn't really blunt the hook on no gravel.
You shouldn't do.
But sometimes when you pull it back, you might.
But no, Petey as well is even gone for a slightly curved beat hook, whereas me and Sticky have gone with the traditional stiff riggers.
Yeah.
So
you can't lock them. They are sharp little hooks.
Yeah. It's just, you know, the rigs,
even down to the position of where the putty is to where you strip back. Mine's underneath the knot, then loose. The other people's are the Stickies and Petey's are the other side. So again,
they're all different, aren't they?
They're all different, but they're all technically like pop-up rigs. They're all the same genetics as such. But little edges, little edges.
Fish them as low as
the height of the hook.
As long as you can get the loop over the hook, then that's as low as you want. You know, as you want to fish it.
As low as you want to go, isn't it?
Probably even get away with.
How low do you go?
Over some sort of particle or something.
Yeah.
Imagine that with like a bit of pop up. If you could use pop up, like plastic corn on here.
Yeah.
You know, imagine that bit of plastic corn. You could get away with plastic corn.
Corn on there, yeah. Any good buoyant bait, as long as you critically balance it. I know that shot. I played around with that shot. Just about sinks it. The pop-up shrunk a little bit in size, so it doesn't really as such look in balance, but it's been in the bucket for 3 days, so happy days. See, they're all different. Just tie it on, pull it through.
In the day, it's whatever components you're comfortable using.
It's a confidence thing, isn't it? Yeah, of course. We're all in it for the same thing, catch fish. There we go. Well, Petey's will go out and sign the notes. We're coming up for another like 9 minutes worth of footage here. Attention to detail, pre-tied rigs. They're Petey's straight bottom bait rigs there, and there's some spare multis, which he's made the traditional way without the kicker on them.
I'll just show a little rig here, mate, as well. Because I've got no secrets.
We'll have to save this one for later, Pete.
Yeah,
we're going to run out of time on this one.
Yeah, no worries, mate. We'll get this one out later.
We'll get this one out later, and I'll show you my bottom baits. We'll compare rigs and sizes and all sorts, because that's what we do. And on that note, signing out from me and them two. Get on the Sticky. Ta-ta.